Liam, your thoughts on the game?
To be honest, Neil, I've come in pretty flat. I actually think it's a game we should have won. No disrespect to Brackley, but we've given away two really, really poor goals. Had a glorious chance to win at the end. But it's the goals. I actually think we got the tactics right, the way we lined up, got the early goal. And then the idea was always, I thought in the second half we were going to change. And we did, even though, didn't wait, did it straight away at half time. And tried to get the runners in the middle of the pitch to run through them. Because even Jack Baines in the first half, and he was the holding player, actually got in once or twice. But then we give away an awful goal.
I was just going to say, to get the negatives out of the way, the second goal was dreadful.
I think the first goal was dreadful as well. We just completely switched up and got done in goal side, which, defensively, Keane will hold his hand up. You know what I mean? It was just an error. But then you think 2-1 down. There's only 800 none, which it's totally understandable. Brackley bringing none. It's a long way, but our fans were. You're saying this, on Saturday there was loads of nonsense with flares and that. They were brilliant tonight and they stuck and they actually helped us get over the line. I thought once we equalised, I thought we'd go on and win the game. Great header, by the way, for Declan.
Yeah.
I thought we'd go on a game. Connor Heath had a really good impact in the goal, the way he's actually got his body and held it up, put it back to Keane, and Keenan's great delivery. Jordan Archer should score from another header from... I like to remind him of that on Thursday, but I said, over the balance of play, I don't really see that they never missed many chances.
No, they didn't. And again, 90 minutes, 92 minutes in fact, Lewis makes a great save at the feet of Heath, wasn't it?
No, it was Chris Doyle, but as you said, that's where I've come away a little bit flat. For the players, they couldn't give any more. You're always worried after you have a barnstorm and come back on a Saturday, you always think it'll be a bit flat, but you've seen the effort, the commitment. Again, got to give the two lads who come off at half time credit, because it's never nice to come off, but it was the right thing to do. I always had it in my mind before the game that we would change at half time if it had gone the way I thought it would. And they accept it. No one likes it, but they get on. They're a good part and they're good lads and good group. And they're all behind, but we come to Saturday, we've got a massive game.
If you can be disappointed after a draw against the team that's top in the league, that speaks volumes.
It does, yeah, but we when anyone comes here, we want to challenge them, and that's why I'm disappointed, because the man of the goals. If you're flying and you know what doesn't mean here when teams are top of the league, you win that game 2-0, and. But we didn't. There's still a little bit of naivety in bits. There's some of them that at times they'll question what we're about, what we do, with the areas we play the ball. But when you see, I'm just trying to explain it in there, the end of the game, when you do stuff first time with your first touch, and then never one notices it, and then you look at the ball in behind the centre half, and then people go, "Oh, what a great ball!" But all you've done is put it in an area. But you've done it with the first time. The minute you have another touch, you get closed down. And then the ball's never ever on. How many times you hear people go, he's got great round the corner balls, and it's just a bit of experience where, if you look at a lot of our players, they've all stepped up from levels below, and it takes time.
I've got to ask this question: do you miss Marcus Carver?
Not his banter. We spoke to him. No, we'll always miss Marcus in the fact that he's been brilliant for us, and by the way, Southport have been brilliant for him. But he always gives us that work ethic and the running about, and he puts people under massive pressure. But as I said, this time round he wasn't our player. We borrowed him, so we've got to thank Scunthorpe for him, and we've got to hope Marcus goes in, and let's be honest, I hope he gets a fair crack and he gets a run of games
and makes a success over it.
Yeah, absolutely, and because that's what it's all about. Yeah. And if they've got a forward who's more honest and is going to work as hard as Marcus, well, fair play, but I don't think they have.
Now on to Saturday, Farsley Celtic coming here.
Yeah, we only played them a couple of weeks ago. Russ Wilcox is a proper man, proper football man, really good bloke, done an amazing job to keep Farsley up last year. Seems always organised. Got a threat, Mullane and Spencer up front. Got really good experience. Dave Sires, Chris Atkinson. If Andy Butler plays, A really, really tough game, and but it will be a tough game for them.
A different challenge to the one against Brackley.
They'll play differently, but they're good at what they do. I think they lost last week to Chorley 4-3, but then they come back and beat Banbury 3-1. The game was off today, so I think they've got all the way to Telford and the game's off. But as I said, it'll probably rest them up a little bit, so they've had a few fresh legs. But make no bones about it. Farsley will be a tough ask, and then we've got King's Lynn on the Tuesday. But as you said, one game at a time.
Liam, thanks for doing
No
this.
problem.
So much.